Hey Miles Peterson, Brendan here with a Cyclone video this time. I haven't really been leaking much about it because I've been trying to work on it and trying to let you do you. So I got it hooked up on a temporary intake until I decide to print the actual intake. I'm giving my printer a break. I'm giving my A1 a break because it's been printing non-stop since last Thursday. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a break. I'm gonna start printing the intake tonight with a special mount too, so stay tuned for that. It runs on 3 alkalines for this test, so yeah, 3 9 volts. So yeah, it's going to run on 3 9 volts for now until I get it a better motor, a faster motor, a faster 130. And yes, this thing actually is driven by a standard 130 motor. That's crazy when you think about it, because normally it's not supposed to use a 130, but because it's a 130 motor and it does have a pretty long wind down with the rotor even being printed in filament, that will be crazy. Just giving it a few growls. But yeah, here we go. By far my loudest so far. I'll just go over here. Yeah, we can hear it from all the way over here. I'm gonna go turn it off real quick. Whenever it gets on, I'm waiting for this thing to. Whenever I get this thing to get to full pitch, then it'll actually be a little louder possibly. And yes, I might get a buck converter for an actual 280 motor. I don't know. Right now it's just a 130 until I can get the proper motor for it. Of course, I will have to buy the addition of weights for this thing, because initially this thing wasn't going to use weights. Either I'm going to buy a 280 for this thing, or I'm just going to use a faster 130, so that way it spins up faster. And also so it can actually get to higher pitch, because the motor I'm using isn't really that fast, so yeah, it doesn't get to a high RPM. Alright, I'm under my carport right now, and I have the STL10 Cyclone and my Thunderbolt temporarily down off its pole until I can get the stuff sorted out with it. So I am just going to say this. This isn't really an STL10A. I think I said A by accident in a previous few videos, but no, it's a STL10B. Also, I think I should point out that I've been saying for a few videos now, if you haven't heard, that I cannot hook up my mini sirens onto anything that could plug up into an outlet. I actually tried that before with your Model 2T initially when it sort of wasn't working. But my uncle would not let me, so yeah. Eventually I did actually have to scrap that Model 2T, but eventually I'll remake it and hopefully it'll be better. Hopefully I can make it a little better. But yeah. Of course though, don't know what else to say right now, but I'm gonna try and sound almost all 3. I might not sound that because I have an alkaline connector that works. That doesn't work. Yeah. Because the Thunderbolt also runs on 9 volts. 9 volt batteries. So yeah. Just to get it to pretty much almost full pitch. So yeah. At least just to make it sound chopper level 3 or 4. So yeah. So I'm actually going to get the STL10 hooked up, and I'm going to do a distance test. It's actually much more louder like this, so yeah. It is pretty loud. It's not quiet, so that's good. I'm also gonna hook this up. Work. You actually hear that thing dominates this. Oh my god, that is louder than that. How? Lord have mercy. Also, yes, I will also, once I get a new batch of 130s, I'm going to convince my dad or uncle to get a new batch. But after I get a new batch of 130s, I'm going to replace this thing's motor, try to step down the voltage, try and buy resistors, I guess, I don't know. But I can't do all that, plug into wall thing. Because I actually want these things to be portable as well. And not plug into an outlet. Like, if in case there's not an outlet nearby, or in case the power is out, I need these things to run on batteries. Yeah. That's why that Thunderbolt over there runs on 9-volt, mainly 9-volt. And plus, trying to hook up a Thunderbolt to a power outlet would be practically impossible from my standpoint, so yeah. And plus, I'd have to use like 3 of them if I really wanted to. 3 things. 3 things I can plug up into a wall. So yeah. I'm gonna continue working on that. Yeah. I'm also not gonna paint anything. I like the color green, blue, yellow, green. Yeah, that kind of color scheme is what I'm aiming for. I'm gonna try and print the rest of it like tonight or something. So yeah, that intake is just temporary. This. And yeah, nothing is properly put together. Yeah, I can just lift this up and it just, what? That's strange. That's actually pretty strange. I'm actually surprised this isn't coming up. But yeah, it would though. Again, temporary intake until I get the actual intake made. Once I sand down yeah. So I'm gonna just say this. There's an issue with the chopper. That's why I had to use a temporary intake, because the chopper is closer to the actual intake. It would be closer to the actual intake and it would kind of scrape against it. I've actually been trying to fix that issue, but it's because it's lopsided. That's my issue with 2.2 millimeters. So I only realized that like last week. So I'm gonna have to change the whole size on Tinkercad, convince my dad to let me use his computer just so I can download the new files, G-code files, put it on my printer. Yeah. That is going to be a long process. Because I can't just use my phone, because if I try to use my phone, and it won't work. I even tried to do it over LAN. That didn't work either. So, yeah. I really cannot promise anything for the next few months or something, because I normally got these files off of my school computer. That's how I mainly got this stuff, including that. So yeah. And I can't really use any drill bits, because last time I tried to like drill a hole bigger than one time when I tried to drill a hole in it, it was on old Model 2T's rotor, just to make it fit even more. It fit, but it was too wobbly, and yeah, that was not a good thing. So yeah. The only successful 912 rotor I have is in my room right now. Let me show you real quick. Revert. 1 second. Sorry about that. That was our other dog's food, and he keeps on getting a hold of it. This is the 912 rotor in general, in question. 812, I mean. I accidentally called it 912, but no, it's 812. Yes, this is the rotor, and this can actually fit onto 130 motor and not fail, not have any wobbling, or not be lopsided. But yeah, I'm gonna go now, and I'm gonna try and work on my stuff. Bye-bye.